The house stood alone, forgotten. Its windows, like vacant eyes, stared out from beneath a heavy brow of rotting timber. Cracked paint like scabs covered its weathered face. No one dared approach. The house on Harbinger Lane held secrets, they said. Dark secrets. The lawn, once vibrant and lively, was now a graveyard of overgrown weeds and untamed vines. They crept towards a house as if trying to reclaim what they had lost. The air hung heavy with the smell of damp earth and decay. A sense of dread clung to the place, as tangible as the fog that swirled around the crumbling stone pillars. The old house seemed to sigh. A low groan emanated from deep within, carried on the wind that moaned through the gaps in the broken windows. It was the sound of lost souls, whispered the townsfolk, the sound of the house drawing breath, waiting, always waiting. Granny Maud, they called her, a solitary figure who once resided within those crumbling walls. No one had seen her leave, not for years. Some said she died alone in the house. Others whispered she was still there, trapped. Whispers followed her name like shadows in the night. They spoke of strange lights in the dead of night, of disembodied voices carried on the wind, of a darkness that lingered long after Granny Maud was gone. Children dared each other to approach the house, to stand on the porch and shout her name 3 times. None had the courage. The house on Harbinger Lane was not a place for the living. It was a place of whispers and shadows, a place of fear. Emma scoffed at their tales. She devoured ghost stories, relishing the shivers they sent down her spine. But real fear, that was for the kids who believed in fairy tales. Tonight was different. Tonight was a test. Her friends huddled together, dared her to approach the house to prove her bravery, to prove that Granny Maud was nothing more than a scary story. The dare hung in the air, heavy as the approaching dusk. Emma, her heart pounding a defiant rhythm against her ribs, took a step towards the house. One step, then another. With each step, the whispers seemed to grow louder, the shadows longer. The old iron gate creaked open with a groan, like a mouth forced open after years of silence. The pathway was a minefield of broken stones and tangled weeds. Each step sent a tremor of fear up Emma's legs. She reached the porch. The wood, rotten and soft, sagged beneath her weight. Her breath hitched in her throat. A low moan from inside the house, or was it just the wind? Her hand trembled as she raised it to knock. No, she wouldn't knock. She would simply... The door swung open, as if inviting her in. Emma gasped. The air inside was thick with the smell of dust and decay, and something else, something cold that sent shivers down her spine. She took a step back, but it was too late. "Come in, child," a voice rasped. "I've been expecting you." Emma turned to run, but the door slammed shut with a resounding boom. She was trapped alone with Granny Maud.